And it doesn't get much better than this, boys. Today we're driving the Koenigsegg Agera RS Phoenix. One of my good friends let me borrow this, and I can't tell you how excited I am because I myself have an Agera S and I've never driven an RS. I can tell you right off the bat, I moved it from my car wash to the front. It's epically different. And I don't know if it's in a good way or a bad way yet. My car is very, very unique. Now, I'm gonna make a head-to-head comparison video of both the Ageras next week. Just to start today out, obviously we have the beauty. This car is 100 times more beautiful than my Koenigsegg. 100 times. You've got real gold leaf, you've got all this exposed carbon right through here. If you look, that adds so much amazing texture to this car. This little gold leaf right here on the lip with the side skirt, insane, okay? Absolutely insane. Now this car, which I believe is the first road car to get active aero from Koenigsegg. Now, active aero and also active suspension. So this car has different modes, and I'll go over those in a second. Essentially, we have a wet, normal, and a track mode. Now, this car literally looks like track mode all the time. So essentially, it's pretty much just a weapon for the streets. In the settings, we have these three modes, and obviously we definitely need to go to the track because today looks like a track day. It's 6 o'clock in the morning and nobody's on the road. If we hit track, we're gonna hit yes, and then the car slams to the ground. In the car, you get beautiful black aluminum. Everything is new. Digital dash, digital this, digital that. All the stuff is really great. But let's really get to the good part here, the driving.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsor on today's video, LAS Concealment. They specialize in holsters, mag carriers, and different types of hardware. So if you're into that stuff, hit the link in our bio to learn more. Do it now.
First thing you notice, everything is stiff. Everything. The steering wheel is rock solid. My Koenigsegg has a very light steering wheel. This one, most likely electrically assisted, very, very heavy, which I prefer, much, much prefer. Brakes are about the same. Acceleration is greatly improved from second to third. It has more traction also, which most likely is because these are brand new Comfort 2R tires. The cabin noise is probably 10 to 15 times louder than mine. You have a gearbox whine, which we barely can talk over. I have it in low RPMs right now, but it's a very high-pitched, almost sequential sound that's coming from the gears. I don't know if I like it yet. It's definitely loud. It's loud. It's very loud. I've noticed that the actual exhaust notes and the cracks and pops and the tuning of the exhaust is slightly different as well. This has more drone. I think I prefer mine. Mine has a better interior cabin noise. For sure. Not even pushing it, I'm gonna need more power.
It feels really light.
Oh my God, it's so much faster. It's so much faster. It's linear, it's very linear. I have a very aggressive boost curve. We'll do that again. It's a third gear roll. You gotta shut up and hold the wheel when you're driving this car. There's like no way to speak. It's violent, it's aggressive, it's visceral, really, it really is. It's so much more stable. Obviously the aero is helping dramatically keep the car low to the ground. I've got the car in the lowest setting, so we're probably an eighth of an inch or an inch off the ground.
Very low.
It's very, very low. But the cabin noise is reckless. I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowingly loud in here. phenomenal. It's 10 times. I love this car. I love everything about it. Now, mine itself is the only regular Agera, Agera S. It's the predecessor to the RS. So there was Agera R, and then the Agera S, and then there's the RS. I think it's a phenomenal car. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal. I really have no complaints. It's refined. When you get into this is like the AMG version or the M version of my car. It couldn't be better. I really don't think it could. AC could be a little stronger. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we live in Las Vegas. It's a little light, especially when you push the gas. The low speed drivability is a little bit jerky with this gearbox. The whine, I don't know if you guys can hear that on the camera. The whine is a little aggressive when you're at low RPMs. Higher RPMs, the engine noise takes it away. You really can't hear it. The aero is phenomenal. I mean, you really can feel the aero on the freeway. You can feel the stability of this car. It's absolutely planted to the ground. The active suspension is great. This car does ride much stiffer than my car, for good reason. I mean, it's designed to go faster. You know, my car has about 1,060 horsepower. This one has the megawatt engine, where it's 1,360 horsepower. So the additional 300 horsepower from the E85, the ethanol fuel. If you put 100 octane in mine goes to 1160. There's only a 200 horsepower difference. And I feel like it's not just the power itself, it's the overall tuning of the car, because essentially, you know, every aspect was fine-tuned in this car. So the extra power doesn't really mean much if you can't put it down. So, you know, if you don't have the aero and you don't have all the extra little fittings and stuff with the suspension, I don't think the extra horsepower is necessary, because it just won't be usable. But this really is usable. I mean, I barely pushed it on the freeway, and it's dramatically better. At the end of the day, I do think that this car is much more refined. But is it worth the extra $5 million? Yeah, probably, just because of the value, right? And you have the coolest one. Would I pay the extra $5 million? Absolutely, because it looks so damn awesome. From an engine-based standpoint, this car looks almost identical, with the exception of the gearbox is now black, mine is silver. You've got that nice little 1 right there, which indicates it has the megawatt engine. It's actually the flex fuel sensor. Suspension has a bunch of wires coming out of it, basically because it's active. And then you got a couple O2 sensors on the exhaust here. So I assume that the exhaust is actually a little denser packed. These catalytic converters in the rear probably have more, I don't know what you'd call it, like sound deadening or something like that.
Functionality.
That's what really gets the drone going. There is the active aero cables right there, if you see on the top, that go to the wing. I don't really mind the wing, but I kind of like the simpler wings. It looks a little cooler, but at the same time, this thing's working, so I'd rather have form over, you know, or function over form, I think, at the same time.